They tested on 100 Latina women and they had them stop using their normal personal care and cosmetics products for 3 days. And they noticed a massive drop in the...
Sam and Kit Wallen-Russell, who really took skincare into their own hands.
Twin brothers from the UK who are taking the skincare industry by storm.
Sam is a nuclear astrophysicist, and Kit is a geophysicist and author.
A Notre Dame grad and his twin brother are looking to revolutionize skin health.
The two launched a 2-year intensive research study.
Two very smart guys who knew all about bad skin at a very early age.
That woman at the end was our mum, and really she's the face which launched 1,000 questions for us.
This one's doing the rounds again this week. Did you spot it for the first time?
Well, I did. I mean, you've probably used it in one of your articles. But
Probably, yeah, but it's from 2016, isn't it?
one of your papers, sorry.
Papers, yeah, exactly. Okay, so the big thing which caught our eye in the news this week was this study. I think it was by UC Berkeley, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is, where's UC Berkeley?
Berkeley, California.
California, yeah. Actually,
Well, yeah, but California's quite big.
yeah, but I think it's nearish San Francisco, I think.
Might be, yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember. Anyway, one of the prestigious universities in America, they did this study and they found that, I think for some reason they specified that 100 Latina women, I don't know why, but anyway, they tested on 100 Latina women and they had them stop using their normal personal care and cosmetics products for 3 days. And they noticed a massive drop in these, as they call it, endocrine disrupting chemicals over just those 3 days.
Right.
And that just means chemicals in these cosmetics which cause disruption to your hormone system.
Yeah.
Yeah, so things like phthalates, you like that one, don't you?
Mm.
You like phthalates, parabens, and other things which I can't remember right now. But basically, in just 3 days, they noticed that, which is such a short period of time, isn't it? They noticed that there was a huge drop in these endocrine disrupting chemicals in the body.
Right.
Yeah. So just from switching from their normal cosmetics to ones free of chemicals, they noticed that within just 3 days.
Yeah, I mean, it shows that you got to make the switch, but I'd be interested to see which ones they switch to. Because imagine switching to something that's 100% truly natural, like Jumo. That would be...
Exactly, yeah. So the problem is, again, I'd need to look at the study. I can look at it after this and we can film a bit more. But the problem is, what did they switch to? Because often these chemical-free alternatives are nothing but, are they?
No, so they're full of chemicals. Probably not the same endocrine disrupting ones, massive ones that everyone knows, but they're still full of chemicals that can disrupt the whole system, damage the skin, damage the body. So, but they were just testing for certain amounts of chemicals, weren't they? Certain chemicals.
Yeah. Well, again,
so
which I can find out.
So,
but...
I mean, the point of this, though, is it shows that the amount that's absorbed into the body, and also, so the amount that's absorbed into the body, and then also the first step you need to do to get rid of it. So the first step is...
That's a good point, because people think sometimes that the skin is separate from the rest of the body, and you can just slather things over the skin, and it never makes its way into the body. But we know from our research that that's utterly untrue, don't we? Yeah. So that's a good point. All of these chemicals, if they were just left on the skin, they weren't absorbed into the body, we wouldn't see that massive reduction in them, would we, over just 3 days? So again, it shows you how quickly things break through the skin and how also the body flushes out these things as well.
Yeah. And also, I'd say for everyone who's watching, absorbing is a concept that they can sort of understand, but also the fact that the skin microbiome being damaged itself can lead to all these internal problems like food allergies.
Oh yeah.
So, but that's another.
No, that's a really good point. So that's the other thing.
No, because most people talk about absorption, and say, yeah, well, it's because the chemicals absorbed, but it's not just because the chemicals are absorbed that it's bad. So that is bad, but then it's also that it changes and destroys.
They checked for different chemicals and they noticed that over 3 days, there was a massive reduction in these chemicals, which were given out in urine from the body. So again, that shows your point about them being absorbed so readily into the body.
Yeah.
So everyone knows that they're absorbed now readily into the body. And even But you say that that's common knowledge, but there was a
No,
study
it's more common than understanding the skin microbiome.
Well, I agree. But there was a study, they had to do a study, I think, I can't remember when it was, a few months ago. Do you remember the Forever Chemicals study?
Probably. I mean, I can't
Remember,
which
they were
one
like,
exactly?
forever chemicals can seep through human skin.
Oh yeah.
And that was supposedly the first time when they found out that forever chemicals could seep through human skin and go in the body.
No, I know what you're saying.
So again, they have to do a study to find out this thing which is so obvious.
Yeah.
And people were amazed by it. Because it was a big hoo-ha about that in the news as well.
Well, yeah, so you're right. They still think of the skin one being a sort of water resistant sheet, like just a protective sheet that isn't connected to the body.
Exactly.
It doesn't let anything through and isn't connected to the body. So that's what I was saying about that concept of absorption, is for people to understand that's something that they can understand. But the concept's more of, if your skin microbiome is damaged, then it can damage the whole body. That's a bit more of a harder concept to grasp.
Yeah, exactly.
Which we won't talk about in this one.
Yeah, I agree with that though. And again, it just shows that some people have this idea of, they think of our skin or your skin as a big tarpaulin sheet, which you can just throw acid at and it doesn't get through.
Yeah, you gotta clean it and make it look like treat it like a car.
Yeah, exactly.
Scrub it, polish it.
So what is the skin in actual fact?
Well, it's an ecosystem.
Ecosystem, cool. And again, that's another
It's a living
shift in thinking.
ecosystem that's part of the body and links to all of your body, and so its health can hugely change your whole body's health.
Yeah.
And that's what people need to change their thinking from.
One thing I noticed in this study, which they said it particularly affects teen girls because of the amount of products teen girls use. That was one of the things they said.
Really?
Yeah, in the press release. Because teen girls use a huge amount of these cosmetics. And they said something about that it shows the lack of regulation in the industry could be damaging people, which again, we've been saying for years isn't a massive news flash. But the fact that they had to do this study to show that if you took away endocrine disrupting chemicals from being slathered on your skin every day, that this would mean that you had fewer absorbed into the body. The fact that they had to do that study, again, shows the lack of understanding about these concepts. Again, that one is quite good because it talks about the effect that these chemicals are having on the whole body. So you can put two and two together and you can say, right, okay, these personal care products have these supposedly hormone disrupting chemicals in them, which have been shown to, not supposedly, but they've been shown to disrupt your hormone system, which is really damaging for everyone, but especially people like teenage girls who are going through puberty and going through lots of changes in their body when they need it to develop well. Again, it's showing that the skin plays a huge part in whole body health. So if you're going to be putting things on your skin and damaging your skin microbiome, as we know from our research, this could massively affect the hormone system and other parts of whole body health, right? So the way I see it, Sam, every time we see something which catches our eye in the media or wherever in current affairs, we're just going to talk about it, which catches our eye. Okay, so we don't know what's coming up next. It could be anything from politics, mimetic desire, sport, to anything on skin health or the skin microbiome health. Okay. All right, so next time what we're going to do is we're going to find something which catches our eye in the media. Can be any topic, but obviously focusing mainly on skin health. And we're just going to talk about it and explain why it's caught our eye and why it's such big news and why we feel it's important to talk about.